Hello everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diaries. Today I'll make another video on the same series of lazy programming series, and in this video itself, this is a challenge video. So where I just want you to make one of the code, a problem statement. I will explain you about it and then you have to make the code. Um, Understanding the problem statement, then going for the code itself. In between of that, you have to take a pause so that you can able to understand the problem statement well and try to make that. So what actually I'm looking for it. So I will explain you what exactly I'm looking for it. You can read the whole content. I have provided the problem statement in a textual format also, but I will explain you with like in a simple language how exactly and what are the things I'm looking for it from this challenge and how you code it. So the first thing we wanted, like we have to fetch, as we have already learned the concept of get itself in our previous video, so that we have to use it. We have to fetch the content from one of the URL. Definitely required one of the API key itself that you have to you have to get it enroll and get that API key. That's not paid one. This is a free one. You can take it, but I think it's a one only and it's having some limitation. So that's you have to check it. So News API is one of the portal itself from where you can get the API. I'm not showing you my API, my key itself. I'm not showing you that in the code. Also, it's not visible to you, but if I'm talking about like how exactly we proceeding further with that, that is the main thing I will tell you. Like, so what we have to do, we simply have to fetch the content first from that website. Then we have to make that content converted that to using a Google text to audio library. We have to utilize it, and by that way itself you simply have to convert that in a audio format, and then at the time when I'm running it, so finally we will fetch out all the 10 news. Like we are looking for 10 top 10 news of the world itself from this code, but that 10 newses will be get it converted, each and every news it get it converted into the mp3 format file, and that you can run it. Like, but in my code I'm not running those files, but in extension of it, what I'm looking for it from your side, like as we have downloading the content and then we're trying to get it convert also in audio format, I'm wanting like later phase itself, after everything is completed, you have to print the with that all that list of the newses. And if a person is trying to access one of the news, like example news number one, a person is want to listen it, then in that case that person will select it, and in the local directory itself, as those file will be get it created on a local machine itself. So like when we are selecting that, it's automatically get it triggered from the local machine and you can able to listen that news. So that is the thing I'm looking for it from your side. In my code which I am building it, in that I'm simply fetching out the latest news, like top 10 news of the world, and then after that I'm going further with that and convert that same text to the audio format and create that files on my local machine. That is the only thing I'm doing it from my side. Extension one, what you're supposed to do, you simply have to go further with that. You have to print all 10 latest news on the screen, and if a person want to listen any news, then in that case from the back side, when a certain person is selecting news number 1 2 whatever is it out of 10, that news will be get it read automatically using the audio. Like you can listen that, use that mp3 file in your headphone itself. That was a code you have to make it later phase itself. So starting with this, when you are successfully you're able to understand, then go ahead further for the another section also. That will be a great project for you. Okay, so now what we supposed to do, I will explain that. As we like, we have to fetch out, so there are we have to make it two portion itself. In one portion we have to fetch out the content, in another portion we are trying to convert it. Okay, so now you have to take a pause before going further with the code. You just have to take a pause, understand that concept, how to make that, how you make that code appropriately, then going further with that. Definitely, like if you're completing 25%, 50, 75 or 100, on the basis of that try to map it and accordingly going further with that. This is a easy task, but I know that like everything is not so easy, but this is a end phase of the course itself. I'm not looking for it you have to make still be a single simple programs. I'm looking for it some challenging stuffs to be you have to explore it from your side. So that is one of the thing which I want you to go ahead further with that, and that was the reason advanced challenge I have given to you along with this code which I'm providing. You have to go for the enhancement of it so that you can make more capable code. And even whatever the code I'm providing, this is not the ideal code. You can optimize it to as per your need, whatever the things you have learned it, what as per your experience you can optimize this code also. So whatever, like example, if it's a 30 lines code, then definitely you can make it, like if you have that capability you can optimize that, make it a 20 15 line code itself, you can do it. So that was one of the motive of just having it, like you have to make that code bit optimize, start learning about it, thinking about it, what extra I can do it on the top of it. Okay, these are just a few clue. If you have any other ideas also, you can try from your side in that same code itself and make that more capable. Okay, so now we'll proceed further to our practical section. I'll open my PyCharm and then I'll show you that whole code about it. And then before running the code itself, I'll definitely have to put my key. I have not placed my key in it. Okay, so that was the reason behind it. We'll see that and then I'll put the key and run that code for you. So let me go to my code. So forget about these one. This is the only one code we have it. I have prepared the content for the other codes also, like other lectures also. I prepared that already. So that was the reason you're seeing other code also. Let me close it so that we don't have any confusion. Okay, so this is done. You can see over here itself you have to put your key. Without the key this code will not work if you're using this code. And if you have any other way you can do that, like if you have any other way you can fetch out the latest news from the internet and you can utilize it. That's far better. Provide that code in the comment section, or you can provide the link in the comment section how you're making it. If you have your own repository of in GitHub, just provide that link. I will definitely have to see that. Okay, sure. So going further with that, what we have to do, initial phase of it, we simply have to define our API key, which we have to be get it generated using a news API itself. We have to get it sign up, get the key. That key we have to put it over here itself. Now after that, what I'm supposed to do, I'm just making one of the variable over here itself, and this is a function name. I'm just defining it, and inside of that I'm passing my key. Okay, so that is all the stuff by which we are doing it. So now we are directly going to this section. Okay, and before going further with that, these are the three libraries which we have to be get it imported over. That's most important. Before that, without that, it's not possible. So as we are running few commands, we are utilizing OS module. As we are requesting, like we are requesting a get command, we are using it just to fetch out the data out of that appropriate URL which we are defining it, like news API. We want our latest news to be get it fetch out. That to be get it fetch out over here itself using the requests module. And this is the module where through which we are trying to get it convert our text, like news to be get it converted from text to the audio. So we can utilize this library. So now going further with that, when I'm just passing my key, then that key will be get it passed over here itself, as we are accepting a variable as a key itself here in this function. Now going inside of it, so when I run this, so this is the URL we have to use it, and here I'm putting my key, and then we just store in the response itself as we are requested, like this is the get method. So this is one of the function present in the request method which we have already discussed in our previous lecture. Here we are putting the URL, and by this we are getting all the data whatever we are required it top 10 one, and then after that the data will be get it converted in the JSON format. So that was the reason whatever response you are getting it, you simply have to get it done in a response in a JSON format. It's not in any other format. Okay, now going further with that, what exactly extracted the latest news headlines and the description. So now like we are getting a lot on data, a lot of things we are getting it. So we are looking for only the titles, these things about it, not all the stuffs about it. So what we're supposed to do, first we have to check the status over here itself whether it's okay or not. Like once that command is triggered, once the code is get it triggered, we get the response. So we have to check whether the status is okay, like 200 okay or not. If it's not okay, then in that case definitely we are going to the else section and it's a none. And or other than that, if we are having some error, then definitely it's going to the except method itself, where we are printing some error. We are printing this print as an error itself over there. Okay, Now what we have to do in case of if it's a if condition and everything goes well and we are getting 200, okay, then in that case this will be a get it triggered position. Okay, so results also one of the thing we have to check it whether the results are not zero, it should be greater than zero itself. That is two condition we have to fulfill. Okay, both the condition to be fulfilled. First condition, the status should be okay, and the second condition we have to check the total result which we are getting, it's greater than zero. It's not at all be a zero. Take example, if it's a we are getting 200, okay, but we are not getting any data, then in that case also the if condition will not trigger as we are using AND condition over here itself. Now we are defining one of the list over here itself, over there itself, like we are just defining it. So by default it's a blank as we are not storing anything. Once we run it, we are storing something inside of that, and in which format, how we are doing it, that's I'm just explaining you about it. So now we have to run the for loop, whatever the things we are getting it over here itself in a data, that to be get it transfer articles, we are get it transfer over here itself in the article, then a headline to be get it sorted from the article, and for the description also to be get it sorted. So our title and the description, both the things to be get it separated using these two things we are using it out of it. Okay, so whatever the raw content we are getting it out of that, these two things to be get it utilized. That was the reason headlines and the description is one of the thing in which we have to get it mapped the content. Now after that what we have to do, news underscore list dot append and the headlines and the description. Okay, so what it means, so by default we are not having anything inside of it. To get it append that, we are using this command to append, and then we are putting a headline, and then after that we are putting a description also. So headline is a key and the values to be get it mapped continuously for it, so that whenever anyone is calling any headlines, then in that case a description to be get it in front of it, we get the description also. Now this is all about the thing, if everything goes well, whatever the thing is get it updated, it will get returned that thing once again, and once again it will get triggered. So everything to be get it sorted in such a situation, once everything is completed, it's coming out of it, and we get that going back to the base section once again back. Okay, so as we have done with this section, now going further with that, so taking example, if news underscore list, which we are getting it from here, if news underscore list for I news in enumerate news underscore list comma 1, so we are starting with a 1 itself as we are looking for a 10, so that was the reason it's starting news list comma 1, then in that case headline and the description is going inside of the news itself straightforward. Okay, that to be one of the things. So now we are taking it separately, a headlines and the descriptions from the news. So by default it's going inside of the news, and then after that it will get it transferred from news to the headlines and the description. So separately key and the values to be get it assigned to the headlines and the description once again back. Now combining it, how we get it combined that, so the news underscore lays underscore text, now we are trying to get it mapped, like we are combining headlines and the description once again back. To get it combined, we simply have to use f string and then headline dot then the description, we are combining it, we are combining both the things. So that was the reason using a news dot text, this is one of the variable we are defining it, and using f string we try to get it combined both the things which we are separating in a this command. Now going further with that and generate the file name. So now as we are going for the next section where we have to convert a text to the audio, that is required some name to be, like we have to give it a name convention over there, so that whatever the file will be created for each and every, I can say that each and every news, it should have some formatting, otherwise it might be get it overwrite the same file which we are creating from the mp3. That is not at all, we were not looking for it. That was the reason we are going further with that. We want I to be a value where when we are going for the first news itself, it will name is news underscore one dot mp3, then we are going for the second, third, fourth, or 10 till 10th itself, it's going in such a way itself all the time. Now we are finally calling the another function which we are calling as a read news in audio. This is just a name we are giving it, and we are passing two things, news underscore text we are passing in, and the file name. So this is both the things are more important for us, as this is the headlines and the description which we wanted to be get it translated, and to be get it saved we required the file name that's also going along with that. So this activity is going each and every section simultaneously. Once this is completed, it's going for the next news, all the activity will be completed, it's going for the next news till all the news, like whatever that how many news, like 10 news we have it, till 10 everything will be goes well. Once that condition will be false, it's automatically get terminated. That is the actual concept behind it. And this is the else condition, where we are seeing like if this is not the condition where we get it fulfilled, then in that case this is the message will be get it printed on our screen, where we have to mention fail to fetch the latest news. So that's also one of the situation we are making, like even if it's get run over here itself, but still this will trigger it, like there's a two time checks, like over there itself if we are getting error and like not getting the error, if it's get bypassed, over here also we will check once again, and if even if it's not having anything, then definitely it will print this else condition. Now going to the another function which we have defined over here itself, what exactly is happening, we are passing two parameters, one as I can say that title and that description, and the next one I can say that it's having a file name, which is most important. Now we are using two conditions, try and the accept, that's most important. As if we are getting any error doing that thing, so definitely we have to generate, we have to print this error. But if everything goes well, we are getting that try everything, all the conditions will get it fulfilled, then in that case except will we not get it triggered. But just to on a safer side, we are required the error handling is one of the situation we want to overcome that problem. That was the reason we are using except also over here. But only for this section, for if we are getting error, then this condition will be get it triggered. Going further with that, this is the command which we have to use this. So over here itself, this is just a variable name. Now we have to use this also for this function of the library, which we call it as a Google Translate text to I can say that text to audio itself, for which we wanted this condition over, like this function we are utilizing it. Inside of that, what I am just passing it, this is news underscore text, so it having a title and description which we have already combined it. It's get converted, and we are defining the language also. So this is a syntax, this is a syntax for conversion, that we are defining the language, in which language we want to get it converted, and we are going for it whatever that content we have it, like a title and a description which we already combine it, we are passing that to be get it converted. Using this we are getting that news to be get it converted. Now value that value which you are getting it over here itself, that to be get it save in the file name. Okay, we have already converted. Now we have that in an audio format, but we want that to be get it saved somewhere. To get it saved, we simply have to use this command tts dot, like we are using this variable name, and dot save is that function which are using it. Now we are defining the file name itself, where we want to get it saved. That was the reason we are using a file name over here itself. Once it's done, it's automatically print that on our screen, like this file is written, like this file the content will be reflected. And now we're going to the next file, it's going to the next file till all the files will be written from our side. Then after that the program will get terminated. So that's all about it, the thing. Let me go to put my API key, and then we run this code. 1 minute. So I'm already running it. Okay, so when we run when we put the API key over here itself, then you can see like when I run the code, I'm just seeing it, all the files are created for me, and these all are the news. Okay, so this is all about the code. Now once again I'm telling you, like going further with this, what you can make on the top of this code, you can print on your screen 10 news name, and out of that, if a person want to listen news number 3, then in that case person will select news number 3. I want the system to read that news for me. Then in that case we have to select option number 3. Then the third number mp3 will be get a trigger, and the news can be listened by you. That is extension, you can make it from your side. Okay, and you can make it like after a certain time itself, the things to be get it deleted, whatever you want it. So accordingly you can try to make it. Overwritten is one of the thing you can do it. So is as per your requirement how much you want it, like all the time whatever the earlier news you can create it. Like example, I have run it, if I'll try to run it once again, this will override the previous one. If I do not want that thing, definitely with the time, with the date, you can map it in such a way so that the name news, the date, time, and along with that the whatever the name you just want to get it. So by that way, not previous one will not be get it deleted. As per the current time and the current date, the new files will be get it generated for you. So if you want the archive of the older news which you have, older files of the mp3 format which you're getting with this code, you do not want to get it override or deleted, then in that case you can make it with the date and time. That's also one of the thing you can get it introduced in this code. I have not introduced, but you can do that as extension for it. So I hope you like this video. This is just one of the challenge for it. And if you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.